there was a lot to celebrate. The 3 goals, a couple of players getting a run, including Sipo Chain, 50th celebration that came with 50 slaps for Teo Homokwena there. But it's a jubilant celebration. And this is almost a send-off to AFCON, because we are only playing one match in preparation for the Africa Cup of Nations out in Morocco, proudly brought to you, of course, by HAF. The fans, they get to say goodbye in style.
Yeah, I think the positive result that we got out of this match, but one would say one match before the big tournament like this is not enough. We'll take this if these are the arrangements, but more than anything, I think the goals that we scored is more positive that I can take out of this match. Of course, we considered right at the end where one would say that could easily be avoided the goal. But yeah, overall performance of the team, I can easily say it was fair. The players showed that
it was fair.
Yeah. Considering the fact that
I'm a parent. When my child gets home and I say, that's fair.
Okay. Now let me just use the word good. The performance was good, but I do believe that we can still do more in terms of the action of the game, and especially when we have a team that is stretched as the Zambians. We should be able to play in between them like we did with the first half, where we looked like we wanted to score. I think in the second half we took the foot out of the pedal a little bit, and we allowed them to feel that they're in the game.
And I think this conversation that's been had in South Africa over the last couple of months, and it stems from things that Trump would say here as well. Are we not able to put a hold on the choke slam of games? Because there were definitely a lot more goals in this game than what we scored down.
Most definitely, but that's why I say thank God that we all see things differently. I saw that, of course, Bafana, they dominated this game. And, if I watched the game the whole 90 minutes, they were probably 70% in ball position. They created more opportunities. They scored 3 goals. And just, the second half, as Trump said, that, of course, as Zambia came out, they changed their system and tactics and made it more difficult. But that, I don't want to be in Coach Bruce's shoes at the moment. Because he's going to have headaches, sleepless nights, because everyone that played today, they showed they're good enough to be in the team to go to the African Nations.
This is a man here. Let's speak about him before we go to those in our chair. Getting his... Look what I'm 50 snaps for 50 caps. That's what that is. If you're wondering more now, 50 snaps for 50 caps. Before we go to speak about his headache, let's speak about that player there. Stuart Baxter gave me my first one. Thank you very much. Percy Tau made me believe I could be here. And Hugo Bruce made me the player I am and gave me more regular play.
I think what you must marvel about the player is the consistency, the level that he plays in. Determination is the word. I believe that he's been the servant of this game. He's been giving himself a lot in the game. And more than anything, I think is what you could expect from him. What you see in every match is what you're going to expect him to come out there. But what I like about the fact that his selflessness in terms of how he performs in every match, and he deserves the 50 caps, and Bafana I think even more. And of course, there's so many players that will deserve this kind of matches and even send-off.
When I first saw him, I was very fascinated the way he played, and I knew he's going to be one of the big players in Bafana. And you just mentioned that he's been consistent every game that he's represented the national team, and you're calling him a player. Oh yes.
Team doctor must look to him. Can I tell you what? And I know that Dibza and the rest of the team do watch this. Giving a hug there to Romy Titus, who's back with the team after a long exit from the team. I think of you in 2000. Remember the year 2000? Zimbabwe were playing there, South Africa in a World Cup qualifier. I remember what had happened there. And I wondered, no, hold on. And what you carried from there. And I say this because Look at what he had to carry the last couple of months with the yellow card saga.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there were people, and Demo said so himself, who looked at him and said, but you. And he felt the weight of that for so long. To see him smile like that and celebrate like that and raise that 50, it took a lot out of him to come out, Delron.
No, I'm sure he went through emotions, you know, of course, mentally wise, because it wasn't his fault, to be honest with you, getting that yellow card. And to put the blame on him was very unfair. A lot of people out there, you know, telling that he's the culprit.
Yeah.
Wasn't the case. But today you saw clearly, you know, they qualified, you know, big rock fell off his shoulder. And he was playing good football today. Look at the pass that he was giving. This is the player that we know. The player, when he first started to play for Bafana, you know, the player that we know, as we said, he's always been a regular, he's been consistent. And if he keeps on doing this, you know, then he'll probably show 1 or 2 at African Nations Cup coming up.
I just marvel his character, you know, as a player. He's a boy who...
These are big character people. They can carry such a nation.
They don't take things personally. You can tell that he knows what he's carrying, and he knows the influence that he's having in this Bafana team. And I like his personality.
Well, let's go back to the conversation we're having before we're going to take a break, and then we'll show you those goals, 4 of them. But before we do that, I want to close off the bigger picture of Bafana here.
Yeah.
You got Coach Hugo Bruce, who's got a pool of maybe 40. You know, it could be a little bit more. Remember, Ngezana is not part of this team, as we see. Erlebule Mofokeng is not here. Temba Mzwane is not here. There's just so many players that I can mention that aren't part of this team in particular that, you know, also have been raising their hands. Ebachalo, for instance, who, you know, we're hoping to see a lot more of within this game.
Yeah.
What does he do now?
Sure.
It's not going to be an easy one.
I think a coach on this level, he knows exactly what he wants.
Sure.
He knows exactly the team, or probably, I would call it the starting 11 that he's going to have when he goes to African Nations Cup. They're just now filling the numbers. They're behind, of course, in the same quality of players at the starting 11. There's just that kind of quantity. So I don't think it's going to be difficult, but guaranteed he'll have sleepless nights because today was proven, you know, that players are capable to be in the national team. And you just mentioned there's a pool of 40 players. So he should pick his players very, very wisely. Because if he goes to the African Nations Cup and he doesn't do well, it's going to bite him.
That's why Nel Deron, we are not the coach, because of the quality that we have. Yeah, well, but we talk about the responsibility that De Bruce, you know, is carrying right now in terms of, you know, finding the team that is going to the players that will represent South Africa in that competition. There's a lot of quality players. We saw Nkota came on. We're still speaking about Morena, who came on and make a difference in that Rwanda match. Apollos, what a player. He's continued to do the business for him. And in those positions, you still have variety of players. In Makhaula, you just mentioned the backup players. In Matuidi, you saw him coming on, and Damani. So there's a lot of good players in that Bafana team at this moment. But what I do believe is in that Debris, the whole week until the tournament defeat.
There's been a big conversation about that 10 position.
Yeah.
Sipho Mbuli was occupying it today.
Yeah.
He had 2 assists, got a man of the match. He's definitely put up his hand to say, I know you have question marks, but look at what I've done in this match and in matches prior to that. Is he your chosen number 10?
I think with the matches that he played up to this far, you can easily say the boy can play number 10 for us. Simply because of the influence in these matches that he can. When he started in the matches that he started as a number 10, you could tell that he wasn't that fit enough to play that number 10 in terms of the number of actions that he was supposed to make in one match. He would play in those matches in patches, but he grew in this department. He grew in that position, and now you can see the Mbule that we know. You know, he's looking forward. That's one thing that a number 10 should play, is to play for your striker.
2 great assists, yeah.
And he's doing that now. He receiving the back foot with the back foot to look for a striker, and that's something that a number 10 should do.
There's 4 goals that we got to go through, so let's take a break. We'll come back on the other side. Delron back to Zambia Post will take us through those 4 goals. Were there a lot more goals in this game than what we saw? What do you think about Bafana's performance? Hit us up on social medias at SABC Sport. Welcome back, Zambia Post and Delron back here with me in studio. There's a bit of a correction that we're going to make, though. On the 16th of December, No, because when this match was given to us and we're told about this match as South Africans was going to be the only match that we played before AFCON, but there is now another match on the 16th of December, a farewell match, and it's a big one. And I'm excited for it because there's a bit of a gripe that we've got with this particular team. Ghana is who South Africa going to be playing on the 16th before they leave on the 18th to then go to Morocco.
Yeah.
They're no longer Bafana. Don't Bafana me. This is Ghana now versus Bafana.
Yeah.
Guys, that's a good matchup before.
I believe so. It's a good match, a good opposition. I think it will give the boys that last preparation, Delron, to say we're going to a big tournament. I think it will be a good test for fun again.
I think we have open invoice with him.
This is it now.
Yeah, so I think we play against him. It's gonna be we're not consecutively. We're gonna have to hit them very hard.
I think that's a lot more intense match because of the rivalry between these two. You know, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, and Ghana are the big teams when it comes to South Africa. Let's take a look at the goals. I did promise you that we would go through them. 4 of them, 3 from a South African point of view, as well as the one that was scored there by Zambia. Those are the 4 goals that we speak of. Nkota coming off the bench and scoring a goal there. You have Torres scoring the last goal there. And so let's go through them. 1-0 at the end of the first half. 3-1 at the end of the match. Kampo, this is the first one.
I loved this combination. You know, from winning the ball, transition, going forward. That's something that a lot of the teams need to work on. But I'm happy to see it happening in the Bafana team. You know, with the different players coming from the different teams. This was something that we have to marvel as South Africans to score goals, and the build-up going to the goals was nice, something to see.
So you see the second goal here, Babule chipped over the defense and of course controlled very well, and that sweet left foot.
Yeah, that's your left foot.
Remind me back of my days.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sweet left foot.
Yeah, but if I show you,
He's got your left foot, huh?
Yeah, he does.
This is him again. Got to the delivery here.
Yeah.
When you have, we don't have a lot of them. When you have a tall player that can also come into the box and do that in the corners and the free kicks.
Yeah, I think something that we should be happy about, that we scored different goals in this match. Of course, with the header and of course with the break behind the last line of defense, 2 bars in between them. But I still say this is the goal that we shouldn't have. We've got no business, conceding this goal, because as a 2 center back, when the players are coming facing you, what you have to do is just kill the space behind. Try by all means to run behind and kill the space behind, and they didn't do that, and something to fix.
Well, here it is, guys. Having seen both teams now, South Africa is in a group with a team that we always find in our group, Zimbabwe, a tough one against Egypt, Angola, who played Argentina and lost 2-0 last night, Messi providing and scoring in that there, Martinez doing the same. And then you've got Morocco, Mali, Zambia, Comoros in Zambia's group.
I think, when it comes to African Nations Cup, there's no easy team.
No.
Anything can happen. We can stand here, look there, say Zimbabwe, Egypt, Angola. But on the day, things can turn. If you have the good team that have that, that mentally winningness, then anything can happen.
Yeah, especially that we're playing the teams that knows us very well. When you play against Angola team, those are the teams that plays normally in the Champions League, and the players that are in that Uganda team, they know the most of the South African players. So the rivalry is always there in matches of this nature. Of course, it's going to be difficult for us, but we will have to compete for us to the last time we got the bronze, I think we could go into the finals now.
I agree.
Well, we're going to get out of here. Darren Buckley, Sampo Kikana, myself, Mazur Amalefe was out.